Hi everyone, good morning, and thanks for joining us in this special session regarding Citizen of the Planet program. Here with Louis Lagout from One Tree Planted, and we have a lot of insights to share on reforestation. My name is Clémentine Gauthier. I'm SVP of Global Social Responsibility for Teleperformance. And so today, Louis from One Tree Planted, responsible for partnership, will tell us much more on what they are doing. Thanks for joining us, Louis.
Thank you for having me, Clémentine, and good morning, everyone. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to talking a bit about the work we're doing and telling the story of One Tree Planted and the importance of reforestation.
So you're a special organization supporting reforestation. Can you tell us more?
Yes, so One Tree Planted, we are a non-profit with a mission to reforest and restore the world's ecosystems. So we were started in 2014 with this simple mission, but it's a very big one. There's a lot to do. And ever since then, we have grown and grown. And our goal is to not just help by planting trees, but also to help communities, to help ecosystems, to restore not just for the one benefit, not just for example, carbon or for water for communities, but for all of it, to make these healthy, dynamic ecosystems, these healthy, dynamic communities, which are more prosperous, more sustainable, and ready for the future.
Excellent. So you mentioned a very important point that by planting trees, essentially, of course, we support biodiversity, we can also capture carbon, but there are also a lot of social benefits for entire communities. And so that's the true purpose, I guess, for One Tree Planted.
Absolutely, yes. So we have 300 projects this year in about 50 different countries. So the projects do vary a lot, and some of them are focused much more on helping with communities. For example, a project which is being supported by Teleperformance is the project we have in India, which is planting fruit trees. This is working in rural areas throughout India. And by planting fruit trees in these communities, it's creating an income source for the future. So these trees will be providing fruit, which then will be providing an income for those landowners. And then that means that they are incentivized to maintain them and to keep them there. And then it will increase their income. But also those fruit trees will provide a food source, especially to address sometimes vitamin deficiency, especially among children, where maybe they're not having enough vitamins. So that is an example of the social benefit from the tree planting, and that also will obviously have lots of environmental benefits.
Yeah, and we can see that with the climate change and a lot of fires, etc., it also becomes critical to fight deforestation.
Absolutely, and none of these issues exist in isolation. Habitat loss, climate change, soil degradation, unsustainable agricultural practices, they all contribute to the same problems. And I think by restoring ecosystems, I think we can do something really quite groundbreaking, which is that we're not just addressing the symptoms of the problem, you're addressing the root cause of the problem itself, which is the degradation of ecosystems and of our landscapes.
So we are very happy at Teleperformance to be partnering with you with One Tree Planted. We have committed to fund 500,000 trees across 5 continents. So with some of the projects you've just mentioned, we're pretty excited about it. Could you maybe describe to the ones who are listening the key highlights of the projects and what is the potential impact?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, we are immensely grateful for the support of Teleperformance. It's a really bold and ambitious step which you're all taking to support this many trees and to work in so many different geographies. So thank you for that, and we're very happy to be working with you. So the one project I mentioned is in India, which is planting fruit trees. Another project being supported by this one is in the Andes. So it's actually a multi-country project. It's going to be in Peru, in Bolivia, and in the mountains of Ecuador. And that's planting something called polylepsis forest. And these are very high up in the mountains. They're very small trees which grow very slowly because it's quite cold. And this project is working with the local Andean indigenous communities. And this project is very much centered around water. So these mountains are where a lot of the headwaters for the Amazon are. And there has been a lot of land degradation in these places. And there is sometimes some issues around water scarcity. So by restoring these forests on these mountain sides, it's going to slow down water, get it into the ground, and it's going to break that cycle, which can sometimes happen, which is, drought and then flooding. And it'll just hopefully keep the water in the landscape for longer and then help those communities to have a stable water supply throughout the year. Another project which is being supported is in the Philippines, which is a very habitat-focused project. That's restoring indigenous forest species, and that is habitat especially for a particular species of eagle, which is quite endangered. So that's a really, really interesting project. And then in Portugal, there's a project reforesting coastal pine forests, which have been damaged over time, some in fires, some from wind damage. So this project is right along the coast. So it's very sandy soil, very tall pines. I think we know those kind of pine landscapes when we are down by the sea. It's a very beautiful project. This one is very important as well. And then lastly, project in the United States, which is all across the southeast of the US. And this will be planting longleaf pine. So longleaf pine is a very common tree, which is found throughout this region, but which has been over time logged a lot. So this is going to be focusing on restoring those old longleaf pine forests for the conservation of the species which are found there, as it's quite a threatened habitat.
Excellent. Thank you for this overview. We travel with you and we definitely see how the tree planting has integration with many, many different aspects. So it's extremely interesting. So as we were mentioning, so Teleperformance is fully committed to support One Tree Planted. And we really invite all of our employees, partners, clients, anyone from our network to join this great initiative. We have set up together a special donation platform, teleperformance.raisely.com, and you can see the link in the comments box in case you want to contribute as well. And maybe you can tell us, Louis, a little bit more about your model, because you have a very easy model for tree planting.
Yes, absolutely. So our model, and we've tried to make it simple from the beginning. That's one of our core values, is to make it simple for people to be involved and to support this work, and to make it easy and simple. So our model is that every $1 donated to us results in one tree being planted. That is the same whether it's a tree in Peru or in Canada or anywhere in the world. So of that $1, on average, 80% goes from us directly out to our local partners to fund the tree planting. And then 20% is what we use to cover the monitoring of the projects and the vetting of the projects. Now, in reality, these costs do differ a bit. And some places it costs more to plant trees, some places it costs less. But we want to average it out so that the question of kind of price does not influence people, because we don't want necessarily everyone to plant trees just where it's the cheapest, because maybe that's not where it's needed the most. We kind of want to take that kind of financial element out of the question, and so that people can just support the work on the merit of the work itself, not looking at kind of a lowest price per tree or something. So yes, it's a model which we're quite committed to, and we're very lucky because with the partners we have on the ground, the fact that they are working at such a large scale and that they're so established means that we're going to be able to continue to use this model even in a time of increasing costs and inflation, which we are seeing a bit all over the world.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm sure that everyone can find a project close to his heart or close to his home. So we've selected, as you said, at least 5 projects across 5 continents, which seem very, very impactful. But I definitely invite anyone to go through your website as well, or your social media publications, if they want to know more.
Absolutely. Yes, we have a fantastic YouTube channel. We have all of our social media channels, Instagram, LinkedIn, etc. Do feel free to look up our work. We sometimes organize events as well. So there may well be an event and you can come out and plant trees. any questions, anything else, do reach out to us. We love to meet new people. We love to talk about the work, and we love to see people getting involved, getting their hands dirty, planting trees themselves, or supporting the work as well.
Perfect. And if you want to stay tuned with Teleperformance, Citizen of the Planet, and its environmental roadmap, feel free as well to visit our website and social media channels as well. So again, we invite everyone who's listening today to think about reforestation and the benefits of reforestation, and really to join us in this movement by helping planting trees. Thank you very much, Louis, for your time today, and long time to this partnership.
Thank you very much for having me, and thank you to everyone at Teleperformance for supporting our work, for being involved, and for raising awareness about the very important work which has to be done all over the world. Thank you very much.